Somehow Air-Deraan returned.
That is correct. Plucked from the time stream via the world between worlds, we have a few more moments to talk about some very important and universe-shattering things before our fate catches up to us and we die once more like we should have to begin with.
Jesus.
Hello everyone, my name is Vojta.
And I'm Freddy.
And we are here to talk about our favorite show in the entire world, speaking from the perspective of us in 2008.
No, I don't.
Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the good one.
The good one, yes, not the movie. Wait, are you saying the 2003 one's not good?
Took you a while. No, they're both good ones, except I prefer this one because I never watched the 2003
You should watch
one.
the 2003 one, it's good.
Eh.
Well, we're getting off track. This episode, we are talking about Season 1, Episode 2, Malevolence Rising.
Same thing, but
Yes.
it's Malevolence Rising. And get out your bloody thesaurus, 9-year-old me, because what on earth is even malevolence? Who cares?
Who cares? It's like, I tweeted a joke that it was a pretty bold decision for Dave Filoni to cast
Angelina Jolie as Plo Koon.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about it. What does that mean?
Like Maleficent, the movie.
Oh yeah!
Starring Angelina Jolie.
That was completely lost on me. I'm sorry.
So it wasn't a very good joke.
Possibly it was. I just don't know bloody Angelina Jolie that well.
Yeah, well, I don't know her personally.
Well, I mean, I have met her a couple times, but I can't say that I know her.
Oh, but that makes it worse! I've only seen her in one film, and that's Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, I saw her there too.
What? Oh, you seen that film?
Yeah, what else would I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was on the set a couple times when I was,
Yeah.
telling the director what to do. It was his first project. I was showing him the ropes. I don't even know who directed it. He's probably like 70 years old.
It wasn't very...
Was it even a guy? I don't know.
Who knows?
Did she direct it herself? Possibly. Who's the guy? Is it Matt Damon?
Brad Pitt.
Whatever.
Brad Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston at the time, or dating, I don't know. And then cheated on her with Angelina Jolie. There's your tabloid news from 2005, right here in 2021. You're welcome.
Right here on the episode of Air-Deraan where we
About
talk about
global.
Malevolence Rising.
Yeah.
We're off to a wonderful start.
Oh, yes.
By the way, to our non-existent Patreon users,
Then.
I'm saying that because there is no Patreon.
Yes.
If you exist one day and you get access to our mic test footage, you will know a lot about the energy that we are bloody get into, because it's going to get weird as fuck, probably.
Probably. And speaking of weird as are we going into Grand Admiral thoughts?
Let's bloody tell everyone our non-spoilery thoughts.
Even though spoilers don't really matter, because this episode came out...
13 years ago.
So it came out 2009.
Pretty sure it's end of 2008.
Huh.
Give or
Well,
take.
I'll take your word, because I don't remember.
Whatever.
I didn't
12 to 13 years.
I didn't watch them until 2009, because I got Clone Wars movie at the end of 2008.
Well, I watched them pretty much as soon as they came out in America or wherever.
Yeah.
Because that is probably the first show that I watched with English subtitles first.
Huh. English subtitles?
Yeah. Sorry. English Czech subtitles.
Yes.
English voice, Czech subtitles.
Yes.
English dub, Czech sub.
Oh.
There probably are more
What is this
words
all
to
this?
express.
What's all this anime terminology? Sub, dub, wub, lub, dub, dub.
Was that where you were going this entire time? or
Not
did
this
you
entire
stumble?
time. You probably could see the cogs turning in my brain as I sort of realised that sub and dub rhyme with
Dub.
unfortunately. Anyway, Grand Admiral thoughts.
Grand Admiral
I
thoughts.
really like this episode. It's a very good episode.
I have to wholesale agree. I mean, we were quite positive on last episode as well, and I would say that
True.
this one improves on it in
Every way.
virtually every way.
Yes, I would say in every way. And again, I'm agreeing with you. You're like looking at me like I...
I'm sorry.
This episode again semi-focuses on another Jedi that's not actually a member of the main cast. Like Plo Koon, who is main Jedi in this episode, basically, is not Anakin. He is not Obi-Wan, and he is not Ahsoka.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, I know. It took me a while.
Yeah, I mean...
They're both orange, so it could be Ahsoka.
I would have crossed...
Is that racist?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm gonna leave it in. Another excuse to bring back your classic quip back to racism. I'm gonna splice it in right here when I clap.
Back to racism.
And there it is.
But Plo Koon is Keldor, isn't he?
Yeah,
you can play one of those in Jedi Academy.
You can, and I have played as one in the about 10 minutes of the game that I played before I got to a level on a train and I kept falling off it, so I reached
That's the best episode. That's one of the best missions.
Well, maybe I will get to it one day.
Yeah.
And not only do we see a Keldor, or whatever his species is called, we get to learn a little phrase of their language.
Oh yeah, let me find that phrase.
Which is...
Kotaya!
Kotoya, little Soka.
Yeah, Lil Soka. Lil Soccer?
Oh
my god, it's Ahsoka, a soccer. As in from Avatar.
I mean, Dave Filoni...
Dave Filoni was on... He directed a couple episodes of Avatar.
Is he shilling himself?
Oh my god. Is Dave Filoni getting paid by Dave Filoni?
Whoa, breaking news. Dave Filoni is worth no more than a shilling because that's all that he does.
Dave Filoni used Worlds Between Worlds to shill himself.
Ooh. He double dips a lot, I would say. We will get to that later.
Yes.
It's not a huge revelation. One could say it matters not one bit, but we'll get to it.
May as well just do a quick plot summary, I guess, because I mean there's absolutely no point just keeping that from. Crochet Granite.
Crochet Granite, where the opposite of nitty gritty, where we speed through the plot.
Yes.
I feel like we should explain it once in a while, because we never do.
Yeah, we just said Crochet Granite. It's like, what the f***? Okay, so there's this big separatist ship called the Malevolence, and, well, they don't know what it's called. And they don't know what it is because it's killing.
Great job, Freddy. Let me try.
No, it's because it kills everybody. Like it's wiped out, and I quote, dozens of Venator cruisers,
which is probably several
thousands,
tens of thousands
of people,
mostly clones. So who cares?
Yeah,
we do, and the Jedi do, as we'll get to see.
And Master Plo.
Well, he's one of the several Jedi that I was referring to. But this is kind of we are veering into nitty gritty territory.
Oh, we gotta stay on topic, Voiter.
Yeah, basically, the Separatists have a secret super weapon, and Plo Koon is on their case, and the Jedi Council, comprised of 3 people, one of which isn't even on the council, are helping.
It's a Zoom call.
It's a Zoom call. It's very much a Zoom call.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. In one scene, they're in Palpatine's office. This is exactly what I said.
We gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so Plo Koon's on their case, and he finds them in the Abrego system. Abrogado system. He said it wrong. I wrote it down as well. So they find him in the Abrogado system, and surprise, surprise, they get completely destroyed, and thousands of people die. It's your classic Clone Wars episode.
Yeah, it's a classic kids show. Literally everyone except for 3 clones and 1 alien die.
There were 3 Venators.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people.
Not only do they blow up the ships, they also send out a bunch of droids to hunt down the life rafts, life pods, and specifically vent all of them so that they die of asphyxiation in space.
Yeah, which is pretty dark for a kids show.
The second episode of this kids show.
That's pretty crazy. And considering the last episode didn't have much death, it had no death. Episode,
and it was quite goofy.
Yeah. Do you know how many?
Wait, that's
Mickey Mouse. Do you know how much crew a Venator can hold?
I'm going to guess 4,000.
7,400 crew. And 2,000 troops.
So 9,000 people.
9,000 people on each Venator.
The Malevolence wiped out dozens.
Before this, yeah.
So the bare minimum is 27 times 9.
Yeah, because it's Well, I wouldn't say every single time they would have 2,000 troops on there. Fair. Because I would... Possibly on Plo Koon's task force, I think they did have 2,000 troops on each one.
So let's say bare minimum is 27 times 7.
Yeah. So
which is 189,000 people.
Yeah, that's a lot of dead people.
Some of which were probably Jedi.
And this is the start of the war.
Yeah, this is we don't necessarily know because timeline stuff.
But
this
know.
is probably like the first months.
No,
we do know actually.
I think it's after the first half of the first year because when this came out, the 2003 Clone Wars show was canon.
Mm-hmm.
And season 1 of that show takes place when Anakin was... You're looking at it weirdly.
No, I'm looking at my notes.
Season 1 of the 2003 Clone Wars show takes place before Anakin was knighted. Mm-hmm. And then this Clone Wars show and the movie take place after Anakin was knighted. So I think it was about, halfway through the first year.
That is very much possible. But there were still about 2.5 years left.
Yeah, so this is quite early in the war. A lot of people dead. All of those 2,000 troops on each one of those things, that made up the 104th Battalion, which Wolf is famously from, Plo Koon commands.
Which we will get to later.
We will.
Because we got very much sidetracked here.
We did. Okay.
We told you most of the plot already. There's a super weapon, Plo Koon is there, his crew gets wiped out, they are in a life pod.
They're gonna survive.
They got to survive, they are being hunted down.
Yeah.
But fortunately, who is on the case? Who's defying the orders of the Jedi Council to save them? Of course, it's your boy, the best character of Star Wars, Ahsoka. And also her master Anakin.
Yes.
Is tagging along.
Indeed.
R2 is there for some reason.
And a medical droid. So they replaced the hologram with an actual doctor. Which I find... I think it's sad, but the reason they did it is plot reasons.
Plot reasons, and it's probably easier to animate something that isn't transparent.
I would say it's not... I would say it's the same.
It's possible.
So, because they do holograms quite a lot. So I think it's just an effect. Because they're editing something that's not 3D.
Well, even the holograms are 3D.
Well, it depends on what... They're 3D at an angle. But if you're looking at them from one angle, they're not 3D. Whereas a 3D model has to be 3D, doesn't it? Whereas if the hologram is an animation that they put in, then that's already been animated. And so it doesn't have to render the full 360.
Well, Yoda in Ambush was 3D. The hologram Yoda in Ambush.
That might... Yeah. So I think it really depends.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know how the show is animated.
But, you know the basics. Plo Koon is stranded, and Anakin and Ahsoka are looking for them. Bloody... who knew? They find them, they save them.
Yeah.
And they're the only 4 of those about 150,000 who survive, 190.
Yeah.
Pushing to 200,000. Which I'm pretty sure is more than we're ready by episode 2.
It depends on whether I think units... So they say, famously in Attack of the Clones, they say 200,000 units are ready and a million more on the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think units refers to...
Just troops.
No, I don't think it refers to individuals. I think it may refer to squads, may refer to like a company. Like units usually, I mean, they can refer to a military unit, but then again, the Kaminoans are pretty... they don't humanize the clones, so a unit could still be a clone. It doesn't really make much sense. It's not very internally consistent either.
No.
But it doesn't make sense for there to only be 200,000 clones at the start of the war.
Well, they could have ramped up the production when the actual war started. We don't know. I guess technically we are in nitty-gritty now.
We are in nitty-gritty territory now.
I'm sorry that this is slightly erratic, but we have drank a lot of tea.
And it's the first episode where we are actually back in the same room.
I forgot that I wanted to address this, No more GD 2 tracks and connection problems.
And Zygerians
yelling at me and trying to slice my
I thought you were going to
throat.
say seduce. I don't know why. I was like...
I mean, he does rub up against
Oh,
the
no!
my face, nothing else.
Oh, God.
Chest eye. Whatever. I'm cutting this out. I'm cutting this whole thing out. Let's start
the
again.
podcast out.
Yeah,
No, don't actually end.
I'm ending the podcast. We're never doing this again.
Okay.
I miss my Nigerian. But yeah, this is great. This is doing wonders to our chemistry. You know, we've been storing it up since we talked about The Believer.
No, I'm not gonna. You can cut this out. I was gonna say, bust the big podcast nut.
Yeah, we've been
waiting.
We've been saving all our love for each other.
Oh my god. I've got to hope I don't have hiccups.
I need a cigarette.
I need to start smoking. I need a death stick.
Yeah, I bloody...
Well, let's get back to nitty gritty.
Yeah, chemistry, good. We've established that. Let's get back into the bloody... what do you call it? Into the fray.
Yeah.
War metaphors.
So, all those dead people, we know that they're from the 104th Battalion.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is that the clones, and this is sort of the chronicling part of the episode.
Why not start with
So
it?
you got Mr. Commander Wolf, you got Lieutenant Sinker?
Oh, I don't
know. It's
Yeah,
Sinker and Boost. Those are the only 3 clones that survived that attack group.
Which is crazy. And you
Yeah.
get to see all 3 of them a fair amount. Wolf the most, but all of them.
Yeah.
It's a little strange to me, though, that because Wolf was one of those fairly rare clones you get to see in like a cloth uniform as opposed to armor. Although later
you see them more later on.
Yeah, he gets an armor, a very cool armor raid.
Yeah.
Armor later.
This is before he loses his eye.
Yes,
Which
and
is
do you
interesting.
know when he loses his eye? Because I do.
Did someone throw a fork at him?
No, but that is something that George Lucas would probably say, so bonus points.
You slip and a shout.
Yeah, that's how Darth Vader got that huge
Yes.
scar on his head. I guess it's canonical because nothing contradicted it so far.
I think I do know the actual reason, but I'm gonna let you say.
Yeah, well, it actually happens in between this episode and next time you see Commander Wolf, and it happens during the Battle of Korma? Wait, where is it?
Chicken korma.
Is that an actual thing?
No.
No, the Battle of Korm.
Korm.
Korm. Khorm, which was meant to be an arc in the first series but was cut for budget reasons.
Ah.
And
Because it would be too big.
probably it happens there while all 3 of those 101st boys, 104th boys,
Wait, that is wrong.
are serving on planet Korm under a certain Major Kendall Ozzel.
Ozzel? Oh my god!
Ozzel?
Yeah.
Where might we remember Major Ozzel from?
From bloody Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, sorry. The Empire Strikes Back.
Well, thank you. Well, actually.
Well, late.
Yeah, he's the guy who kind of messes up the assault on Echo Base. Hence the thing that was not said on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting. So Ozzel was going to be in a role like that.
Yeah, kind of. He was going to be like one of the guys you see around that show up later. Like Tarkin, like Wolf. Not Wolf. Yeah, the other
Yeah, Wolf Yularen.
Yeah.
I think it's a shame we didn't see Jan Dodonna in Clone Wars, personally.
Yeah, the only Czech representation in Star Wars.
Yes.
Well, you can't get all of them, and it would be a little strange if literally everyone who exists in the movies was here.
Because we don't see everything that happens in Clone Wars. There's
No.
a lot more that happens in the Clone Wars than we see in the show,
Yeah, they fill some more of it in the comics or the books.
which are all non-canon.
Now, well, there are some more Clone Wars comic books by IDW.
Coming out.
They came out last year.
Ah,
There are, I think, 4 of them.
yeah.
Some of them actually do include Commander Wolf.
Mm.
And
So how did he lose his eye in the Battle of Korn?
yes, he chases off Ventress somehow, and as she's running away, she kind of chops at his face and slices through his helmet, but not quite enough through his face to kill him.
Whoa.
This happens, actually, in a comic book adaptation of the arc that never was.
Oh, there's a comic book adaptation.
Yeah, from around the time that the first season was coming out, actually.
That's cool.
It was written by the writers of the show.
Has it got good art?
It has a very child-friendly art.
That's sad. When the arc gets cancelled because of budget reasons, that means it's going to be this epic battle,
Yeah.
and then it's turned into a kids comic.
Sadly, well, the new comics are also mainly for kids. I don't know why that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they wanted to extend to an audience that was mainly kids, but, probably kids read with their dads less than they watch TV with their dads, so they didn't want to push the envelope quite as much with them.
I don't know.
But speaking of art, and speaking of...
So you could say, but speaking of butts, that's like... Okay.
not every time she's on screen
Okay.
is she sexualized. Oddly too much, but not all the time. I was going to say, speaking of art, and a little bit ago, Dave Filoni double dipping. Dave Filoni made the cover art for that series.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And also the same series covered an arc that was meant to be in season 1 but wasn't. Certain Slaves of the Republic, featuring everyone's favorite Zygerians.
I thought the Zygerian arc was made up for the comics and then was adapted.
That is possible.
I think
I
think that is what happened. I think George Lucas, because George Lucas he didn't treat the expanded universe as canon, but he often looked at things, and then if he liked it, he would then bring it in. And he liked the Zygerian arc, so he wanted to adapt it in Clone Wars. So consequently, it happens twice. And so they decanonize well, they don't decanonize it, they just have to fit the other one into canon somehow.
It's not quite the same, and the Zygerians weren't quite cat people yet.
Weren't they fox people in that?
Oh, I'm not sure. They don't look that animalistic. They look a bit more like a not as green Falleen, or whatever Prince Shizor is.
Oh yeah, Falleen.
Yeah, the mind-controlling people.
Oh god, because he's so sexy.
Yeah, not very good. Shadows of the Empire. You can go to hell.
I don't like. Yeah, apart from I showed you the Mandalorian season 3, Prince Shizor played by The Rock. I love that.
That was the only part of those mock-ups that I liked. I don't remember the other ones, but they were
Dash
very
Rendar
cursed.
and who played Dash Rendar?
Probably
Seb Stan. No.
Probably. Well, no, he would be Luke. Probably.
He would be Luke. Yeah.
Cad Bane was there as well, I think.
Maybe. And they were all meant to be ironic in a way because they were pretty they were a ridiculous casting.
Yeah. Was it someone even more cursed than James Bond as Thrawn?
Oh, no, yeah, Pierce Brosnan is Thrawn, but that's canon, Voita.
No!
That's canon!
It's not!
Yes, it is. It was in the Star Wars Celebration poster.
Posters are canon
That's
now?
the live-action depiction of Thrawn.
Not until I see him for real. And I have a very bad track record with saying that poster is not real while you claim that it is.
Yeah, because there was a leak of the Episode 9 poster, and... it famously had Klaud front and centre and C-3PO with a bowcaster. And I sent it to the Sci-Fi Fantasy group chat, and someone famously, vocally said, "This is bullshit, this is not real."
If it turns out to be real, I will shave off my beloved beard.
And guess what? It was real. And Claude was in the movie.
But C-3PO with a bowcaster...
Didn't happen.
No, so...
I think it was cut because Anthony Daniels sort of referenced it happening. Because he said that C-3PO was going to really take the fight or something. But in the film, C-3PO just got pathetically mind wiped a couple times.
And it was undone.
He said, I'm glad that I get to spend my final moments with my friends. And then like Poe, Rey and Finn and just like, who the are you? I don't care about you. And like, poor C-3PO.
Yeah, I mean, I guess even if the bloody extended universe is canon, even then Spy Master C-3PO doesn't spend much time with the others. He is quite a lot in the Poe comic, but not with Poe.
Yeah, he does a lot of killing droids.
Yeah, he does not say droid rights.
How did we get onto C-3PO?
I don't know. Posters, Thrawn, Shizor, Zygerians,
Clone Wars
Wolf's
comic.
Eye. Wolf's Eye.
It's a cybernetic eye.
It's a cybernetic organism.
What I was going to say about the 104th, the Wolf Pack, as they are famously known, in this episode, they are shown with brown markings, with a brown little wolf, little like brown pauldrons and stuff. Yeah, they're kind of cool. And then they all die. And that's why, after this episode, the wolf pack have grey markings. Because that's in remembrance of the fact that they all died.
Yep, it's
most
the ashes that they rise from.
Yeah.
As the Phoenix Squadron that they're not.
No. But like genuinely, I don't think all the 104th died.
They
but
are
most
like
of them
diamond
did.
dogs.
Oh my god.
They adorn themselves with the diamonds made from the ashes of their fallen comrades.
Is that why the Diamond Dogs are cool? I thought they were named after a David Bowie song.
They are named after the David Bowie song. I don't think it's ever established why they were called that in the first place. But since they were already called the Diamond Dogs, and they had to burn a lot of bodies and had a lot of ash, Big Boss, or was he, was like, I'm not going to subject you to a cold, watery grave. You're all diamonds. And then he smears some ash on his face and decides to make the rest into diamonds and put a little diamond on the emblem on every soldier's arm.
The fact that most of the soldiers are like child soldiers, though, sort of dampens that.
Not these ones, I don't think.
I hope. It is a bit weird, though, that you can recruit child soldiers.
You can't recruit...
But you don't recruit them.
You take them to your base, but you don't recruit them. They all leave.
Do they leave, though?
They do
You
leave.
play Big Boss.
You play...
Wait, not Big Boss.
You play a Big Boss.
Yeah.
But
he's not the biggest boss.
No. Or is he? All the child spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 5 from 6 years ago.
Oh my god, that came out the same year as The Witcher 3.
It's really weird!
Yeah.
I don't like how long it's been, but I love the game and the series and The Witcher. What are we talking about? Yeah, Diamond Dogs.
Yeah,
the child soldiers all get into a helicopter with Eli, aka probably Liquid Snake, and leave with him to the final mission that was cut from the game.
Huh. That's sad.
Yeah, but it exists in the same way that Crystal Crisis does.
Yeah.
Basically as unfinished animation and some sound.
I think Crystal Crisis is Crystal Crisis canon?
I do not know.
Have you seen Crystal Crisis?
I have not seen
It's
Crystal
good.
Crisis. I don't like the reels.
It's got a weird duck man, but apart from that... What was with the last couple of seasons and duck people?
They knew they were about to get bought by Disney. So they kept including Donald everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
And money-grubbing cash people with the banking clan.
Yeah. What, on Skako Minor?
I guess.
Which, bloody... They f***ed up. Dr. Aphra ruined the Star Wars canon.
What did she do again?
No, when they go to Skako, it's poisonous.
Oh, she pulled that bullshit again? Just like with Tython being an ice planet?
No, the thing is, like, so Skako Minor is the planet they go to in Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
That is not poisonous. Skako is poisonous. Skako Minor is not poisonous. That's why Anakin could go there without breathing thing. That's why the Potomaks don't, just breathe normal oxygen or whatever. But Skako, where the Skakoans, like bloody Wat Tambor and the rest of the Techno Union come from.
Wait, why are we talking about them?
No, but I don't
the
know.
banking clan.
Yeah, well, I just remembered the Techno Union because they were in... Banking clan aren't in Clan Wars.
So who does Padme go meet?
Oh, that's on Scipio.
Scipio.
Yes.
Not Scipio Minor.
No. They're so similar.
That's probably why you thought of Skako Minor.
Yeah. So Skako Minor, in old canon, is that planet they go to in Bad Batch.
Okay.
Well, it didn't exist until Bad Batch.
Okay. And
But
in new canon?
In new canon, the name is never mentioned because where the name is mentioned is no longer canon. So Dr. Aphra goes to that planet. She goes to Skako, and it's not poisonous because it's the planet they go to in Bad Batch. But the planet they go to in Bad Batch is not meant to be Skako. So that means they just changed it up. And I don't know why that annoys me, but it really annoys me.
You put a female character in
Star Wars. No, that's not what I meant!
And everything falls apart.
No!
That's why the only true way to watch The Last Jedi is the remake with all female characters cut out of the movie.
I think you've mentioned that before, but is that real? That can't be real.
I think it's real.
I
don't want it to be real.
How long would that be? Be very short.
Probably. I don't know if they can.
I'm not saying that like I'm agreeing with it. I'm just like saying it wouldn't be that long.
Would they like cut every scene with a female character? Would they just cut her out and have people react to lines that no one said?
It'd be a lot of Pose talking to himself.
It would be a lot of Finn talking to himself.
Yeah.
It would be a lot of Kylo talking to himself.
A lot of Rey wouldn't be in there. What would
the movie be? Would Luke be talking to just Yoda?
Yeah, Luke would go to Crate and everyone would think it's cool.
I guess.
Luke showing down the First Order. I don't understand. So people criticize The Last Jedi for not having Luke show, so they're saying, oh my god, why isn't Luke just killing all the First Order, like he'll be cool, and instead Luke's saying, what do you expect me to do? Go show myself to the First Order and save the day? And then, but they're forgetting the end of the film when he does that. He does do that.
He does a Zoom call, that doesn't count.
Yeah, but in The Last Jedi, the friggin' X-Wing is broken. J.J. Abrams retconned that.
Well, who
cares? Reason.
If Kylo could get from wherever the Death Star was to Exegol in a TIE fighter with no life support and no hyperspace drive,
that pisses me off.
Why couldn't Luke just find a caretaker ship, whatever that would look like? Is that what they were called? The caretakers?
Yeah,
the fish nuns? He could fly a freaking huge porg for all I care.
It's like
Porgil.
Porgil. Oh my god. Porgs can travel through hyperspace.
He gets 10 porgs and he attaches them to a sleigh. And on his way to Exegol, he meets every child in the galaxy and gives them a little gift in a little space. What do you call these things? For
socks.
Like a Christmas sock. What do you call these? Stocking, yeah, because the episode 9 takes place on Life Day now, and not only does Luke save the day, but he also becomes the Santa Claus of the galaxy.
Santa Klaud.
No! I refuse. What if he was though?
Oh my god.
Why else would he be on the poster? He has to be important for some fucking reason.
You've been a bit loud.
I am very sorry. I am slightly...
Yeah.
I don't even know what I am.
Well, I think the biggest plot hole with that is how would Luke's life support system work if he's just riding porgs?
Oh, he's magic now. He has Dasherox and Pranceron. Bloody Rudolph is leading the way. He has a red beak. And that's how he opens up a hyperspace portal. So he doesn't even need life support, just like Loath Wolves in Bloody Rebels, remember?
Whoa.
Except it's a Loath Porgs.
Loath
Well,
Porgs.
it's Arch Porgs, because they're on Arch too, but they're still Porgs. Are Puffins just Earth Porgs?
Yes.
If Loath Wolves are what wolves are on Earth, then what am I doing? How long have we been on this tangent?
Episode 13, Earth Porg. Okay, speaking of life support systems, that is actually a plot point in this episode.
Thank you, Freddie.
Because life support systems in the life pods don't work as well as they hoped, because obviously the Malevolence is a giant ion cannon. We
never established that, did we?
Well, the Malevolence is a giant ion cannon, and an ion cannon, it took out all the electrics on the 3 Venators. That's why the Malevolence was able to shooty bang them up. Mm-hmm. And so all of the escape pods could zoom out, and when the escape pods are zooming out, you see that one hits some debris, which is pretty cool. Well, not cool moment. I mean, those people died pretty ignobly, and it's a kid show. Mm-hmm. But also, the life pods would not be able to steer, because they make it clear that all the electrics had been taken off. Like, all of the non-emergency life, like breathing apparatus type things, have been sort of shut offline in the life pod, so you can't steer them as you would normally. So,
plot hole?
No, I'm saying they account for it in the show.
Okay.
In the episode.
Sorry, I lost track of what you were saying.
The life pod couldn't steer out of the way of the debris because the ion cannon had EMP'd it.
Yeah.
And that's why you see Sinker and Boost trying to fix the electrics to turn on comms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I feel like ion blasts and the EMP blasts are usually a bit confusing, because they imply that the electronics are gone forever. Literally everything everywhere is done.
Where's that happened?
Pretty much every time that they use an EMP charger and have to explain what an EMP.
Is this in movies in general?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because in Star Wars, an ion cannon presumably it takes away the electrics, and then you can shut it. You can turn it back on, but it takes time because you have to do everything.
Like once again in The Empire Strikes Back.
In The Empire Strikes Back, in Rogue One.
There is ion charges there.
Yeah, with the Y-wings, they ion torpedoed the Star Destroyer, and then
and probably other things that I can't think of.
Yeah.
Are the big Gungan bombs just EMP charges?
I think they are the big boombas.
Why do they have those? I guess everything is technology other than what they use. Even what they use. Yeah,
because they use bloody shield tech, portable shield technology.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Portable agents of shield technology, one could say. Whoa. That's topical. Ray shields.
Yes.
Ray shields, particles can't go through ray shields.
What?
What?
Particles can't go through ray shields?
Yeah, physical things can't go through ray shields. That's why the thermal exhaust port on the Death Star was ray shielded. That's why they had to use proton torpedoes, because physical... No, that's...
But ray shield is what holds Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Palpatine.
Yeah, so it's
the invisible hand.
Yeah, so it is physical, so it stops you from being able to get out or in. That's why the thermal exhaust was ray shielded, so it stops particles and like blasters and torpedoes. But it's a proton torpedo, so it can go through. Because proton...
But is that what the Gungans were using? Because droids literally walked through.
Yeah, that's not ray shield. Right. That is particle shielding. Because a particle shield stops things like blasters and things, but physically you can go through a particle shield. That's what, in The Last Jedi, you see Kylo go through a particle shield around the Raddus.
Yes.
Do you remember that, when he killed Admiral Akbar?
I don't.
When did that...
Technically, it was on screen, by the way. He is very much in the background. You can see him die.
You can see him die, yeah.
Or at least assuming that particular, not Polish. What is he?
Mon
Mon
Calamari.
Calamari is Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
It would be very strange if you see a Mon Calamari die and it wasn't him.
I don't think there were any other Mon Calamari on that ship.
So I guess we owe Rian Johnson an apology for claiming that he killed Akbar off screen. Technically, he did.
Yeah, technically, you don't see him die. You see
him explode.
You see him explode. What I find so, I've probably made this joke before, but it's like when the lady's like saying like everyone on the high command is dead. It's basically saying all your favourites are dead now. Admiral Akbar and other people who don't have names.
They thought that Leia died as well.
Yeah.
No,
they didn't think Leia died.
At that point, I'm pretty sure.
No, because she force pulled herself back.
Why not?
And then she was in like the medically induced coma thing.
Until she was needed.
Until she needed to stun Poe.
Stun Poe.
What?
Stun Poe. That's one of the porgs that Santa Luke uses to be Santa Klaud.
We're not going back to Santa Klaud.
The problem is I have to keep it in because you segued out of it into life support.
Yeah.
Now I have to leave all of that tangent
That's
in.
true. But that's fine.
So if you hated the tangent...
Blame me.
Blame me because I didn't want to edit.
Blame Jar Jar Johnson. Jar Jar Abrams. People called JJ. Yeah, Hello Greedo started the In JJ We Trust, and he said, "Don't be Jar Jar Abrams." And then after Force Awakens came out, everyone was like, "Well done, JJ Abrams. You weren't Jar Jar Abrams after all." And then he became the very thing he swore to destroy.
You were supposed to destroy the bad Star Wars, not join it.
Yeah.
And other memes that people are probably sick of.
Other memes, indeed.
Speaking of memes.
Memes.
Do you have a segue off of that?
This episode has a meme.
Oh yeah, it does. That's literally in my notes.
Yeah, it's got the meme in it.
Yeah, let's bloody go into it. On the topic of clones that we love and other people loving clones.
I was going to say Plo Koon loves clones.
Yeah.
Not in a weird way.
No, in a very platonic way.
Yes.
In
a very master-servant way, no.
In a very Jedi way that is allowed unless you are
Kiani, yeah. No, apparently, George Lucas said that Jedi can have sex. It's just that attachment is forbidden. Yes.
Anyway, Plo Koon likes his droids.
He likes his clones.
Plo Koon is not one of the people who treat clones the same way as they would droids.
He's going to treat you better.
Specifically, the clones tell him, "We are meant to be expendable," to which he replies,
Not to me. Whoa, it's
which
the meme.
Could have been is a meme, and it could have been a very powerful moment, but he pretty much doesn't even finish saying it before
they immediately get saved.
Yeah, which kind of undermines
it.
But hey, they don't.
But Plo Koon also did say earlier that he valued the clones' lives more than finding the weapon.
Indeed.
But what is interesting is that the Jedi Council and Palpatine didn't want to send any search parties to look for survivors. They're like, well, normally there's no survivors, so there's going to be no survivors this time.
Yeah, that pretty well established how cold and not feeling the Jedi, even the good ones, are at this point. And Palpatine is Palpatine. Like, what can you do? He was probably egging them on. It took Ahsoka, the hot-headed youngling, and Anakin, the hot-headed knight, the classic duo.
Yes.
Of someone who's hot-headed but doesn't know how to get away with it.
Yeah.
And someone who is the same but knows the dance moves at this point.
Because they wanted to save people, they wanted to look for people. Ahsoka wanted to find Plo Koon alive. Anakin secretly did too.
But he knew better than to tell them that he wants to do so.
So Mace Windu, Yoda, and bloody Chancellor Palpatine was like, don't do it, because you need to go to the Bith. You need to rendezvous from another system, from the Bith system.
Mm-hmm.
But what that sort of tells you is that the Republic and the Jedi Order value the clones' lives so lowly that they're not even gonna bother to send search parties to get clones, even though there's a possibility of saving a Jedi Master.
And finding
fighting
super weapon.
Yeah.
Which they did.
Yeah, so that goes to show, like, they just do not give a shit.
Granted, someone who isn't as good a pilot as Anakin would possibly get killed.
Yeah.
Even though Anakin was still flying the Twilight.
The fucking space van.
The van from the Clone Wars, the movie. Some reason.
Because why was that still on the ship?
My only thought is that he can't fly like the normal Jedi starship because he has to lug around Ahsoka, but I'm pretty sure they have so many much better ships.
Well, it needed to get the escape pods, so
I guess, but still,
yeah.
It's not like the Twilight is the only Republic ship that can pick up escape pods.
Yeah, I don't know. But they were saying, like, we're just going to scout out the next system.
Yeah.
In preparation for the Republic fleet to go to. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what on earth the Republic fleet were doing, because there were a ton of there were 7 Venators in Anakin's fleet. 7. They called themselves defensive escorts. It's like, what does that mean? They call where they are in the Bith system as their staging area.
I know what it was. They were escorting the Bith band that was eventually going to play in the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yes.
It's the most prized bloody act in the world at this point in time.
Mm.
So they needed, 63... 7 times now? Yeah, 63,000 troops to get them from the Bith system to where they were supposed to be.
It's the only explanation.
Yeah, and of course, because the Empire was so racist, Bith bands kind of fell by the wayside, and that's why they had to play in the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah, the modal nodes. Rest in peace.
The hottest the biz.
Oh. Yes.
To quote Star Wars New Canon Book Club.
Mm.
I'm not leaving that in. That's what the type of music is called, but I don't think
canon, guys.
It's canon, but I don't think I can say it.
Look. Oh.
It's like jazz, but not.
Yeah.
We talked about the jazz in the movie episode anyway. I don't think I bleeped that.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
I think we talked about both kinds.
Yeah. Both kinds. Both sides.
Heroes on both kinds.
Well,
let's move on.
So you also see bloody Obi-Wan's fleet, which has 5 acclimators and 4 venators. And acclimators are just troop transports. So I think they're invading somewhere. I think defensive escort is a light way of saying we're gonna defend New Republic territory.
Just
offensively.
Wait, new territory of the Republic?
Yes. Or no, we're going to defend the territory of the Republic offensively.
Right.
Because you don't call a defensive area your staging ground.
No, probably not.
And then you don't usually go somewhere else. And they said, like, Anakin said we should spread the fleet wide to to defend more area. Like, what? It sounds like whatever planet they're going to stop them from being on a hyperspace jump out of there. Because, like, you have to line up a certain trajectory. So if you block that, which they might do, then you're fucked. You can't get out of the system. And there's 2 fleets of quite a lot of clone troopers and stuff. So.
And that's just 2 Jedi.
That's just 2 Jedi. How many other bloody...
How many does Windu have?
Yeah.
Probably none because he's on Coruscant.
Yes,
but
that's true.
For how long? At this point, it was canon that he took on a whole troop of bloody droids, even without using a lightsaber.
That's true. He's also got his own 91st Reconnaissance Corps soldiers. You see them in the Bad Batch arc. You also see them in the Roloff arc later this season.
I guess we're going to have. I guess we have a lot of chronicling to do ahead of
We
us.
we do. But I was going to say, there is a moment, you mentioned Ozzel earlier, when Obi-Wan is Skyping Wolf Yularen, who's in another part of the fleet. It very much reminded me of the interaction between Vader and Ozzel, as in in terms of staging of the people. You have Wolf Yularen, and he was looking to the side when it came on the view screen, and he sort of quipped his head forward, just like Ozzel did in Empire Strikes Back.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was intentional.
I think it was intentional.
And I'm very glad that you brought up Ozzel again, because there was a little tidbit that I wanted to share and I forgot about.
Oh.
The Wikipedia article on him mentions that after the whole Echo Base debacle, Vader telekinetically executes him, which is such a weird phrasing for what it is.
Yeah, it is
what it is.
It's true.
No one ever called Force Choke a telekinetic execution. I don't think.
But
also, it's really long distance. How far away is he?
I don't think it was that far.
I mean, he was far enough to not go meet him in person. I always assumed that he was on a different ship.
Could be, but I mean, it was reasonably close.
But what is the bloody... How far away can you choke someone?
What's the choking distance?
What is Vader's choking distance?
I don't know.
Bloody, if he was right here... Well, no one knows what this place looks like, but if he was in downtown London, could he choke someone?
Downtown London.
Could he choke someone from Tower Bridge inside Tower?
Well, you got to remember that Palpatine. I know this is several seasons away, but let's be honest, that's years away in terms of this podcast. No, but Palpatine force chokes Count Dooku, and he's on Coruscant. And Dooku's on Sereno, which is an entirely different side of the galaxy.
And
that's insane.
That's Luke's force projection, which I would assume takes less energy than choking someone.
Yeah, because it's not physical.
Yeah, and he
died.
He died, and he needed a force amplifier with those lakes.
Yeah.
The are these Sith dudes doing, dude?
Palpatine's pretty powerful.
And
how else could he come back?
Let's not get into that anymore. Well, we don't know. They just say somehow.
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Ozzel.
Also, not sure if it's the same conversation, but bloody Rex and Cody are there.
Yeah, Rex is with Yularen, and Cody is obviously with Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Although apparently that conversation only happens in the extended version that was on the DVDs.
Really?
Yeah, that was not in the original release.
Huh, well, it's pretty irrelevant conversation. It doesn't need to be there.
I would assume that's why it's 25 minutes as opposed to 20. Yeah. Because I would swear that normally when you watch cartoons 22 minutes.
Yeah, I always thought that Clone Wars was 23 minutes long.
And it probably was, and this was apparently just on DVD. Which should be the one that you watched.
No, I never watched them on DVD.
Maybe you just don't remember because you would have watched that 12 years ago.
I watched Clone Wars on Cartoon Network when they came out.
Oh yeah, the movie was...
I watched the movie on DVD, and I watched them either on Cartoon Network or on StarWars.com.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember when StarWars.com just put Clone Wars on there?
I don't.
They fucking used to, which is pretty cool. You could just watch Star Wars for free.
I mean, I did, but not on Star Wars.
Yeah, but I mean, this was before. This was 10-year-old me. For a long, long time, all of Clone Wars used to be on YouTube. I said YouTube really weirdly then. It was YouTube.
Cody and Rex. Do we have more to say about them? I do.
Okay.
Did you see how bloody messed up Cody's armor was?
Yeah, because in season 1 they fucking love texturing.
They texture so many things.
You see the escape pod? It looks like someone really went ham with a fucking scalpel.
Yeah, well, it looked like they just slapped some concrete on top of it and didn't even smooth it out. Yeah. So I put down so many textures that I thought were super cool. Cody's armor probably most of all, because the scratch marks were everywhere. The goddamn joints on Grievous's hands.
Those were cool.
The veins on Plo Koon's forehead.
Yeah, Plo Koon looked really good.
Yeah. That wasn't quite a texture thing, but when he spoke, his cheeks were swelling up under his mask.
Yeah.
It all looks so cool.
You seen what Keldor looked like without their breathing apparatus?
I have not, and I don't think I want to.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, probably a good thing that they keep them on everywhere. A good thing that the atmosphere is toxic for them.
Yeah.
Everything looks so grody is my thing.
What's Grody Rook? It sounds like a hut name.
Yeah, Grody the Hut.
Uncle Grody the Hut.
What else? I would swear that I had more of them. I guess I didn't. But yeah.
There are a lot of textures.
On everything except for Ahsoka.
Yeah, she's I was going to say that, it's non-textured.
Yeah, her head thing looks good.
Yeah, the head tails.
The head tails, both the ones pointing down.
Same size as in
them, which is weird.
Same size as in the Jedi.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But her orange skin.
Yeah. It's just...
Yeah.
It looks like it's made of plasticine.
Yeah. And I think part of it is that she's very young, so she doesn't have any wrinkles on her forehead and stuff. Because I noticed when she was talking to Anakin, who, even though he's 19... his eyebrow furls quite a lot, and which is very noticeable because of the very nice lighting that is in this episode.
There is this episode.
This episode was beautiful, man.
Yeah, it was. I would say the best shot episode in season 1.
Yeah,
from memory, this is because the literal first shot of the episode after the reel, when the Malevolence is introduced, is one of the best moments in all of Clone Wars.
Yeah, not only is it beautiful lit by the red sun of Abrigado.
I think it's a planet.
Or the gas giant of Abrigado.
Cool.
Yeah, so many cool shots of spaceships just zooming, exploding, crashing into each other, falling apart. The space pods, whatever they're called, life pods, I don't remember the thing.
They call them life pods.
Life pods, all of that. The little first person sequence when Plo Koon yeets what's his name? Sinker. Scopper Gaban, that's a One Piece character.
Oh my god.
He yeets him behind the droids that are there to chase him down, and he shoots them all in the face.
That's a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, it's from the point of view of just behind his gun.
Which you don't usually... Actually, I think you see another shot like that in the Umbara arc.
Which is 3 seasons later.
Yeah, so...
So, not much at all.
I would like to know who directed this episode. You keep saying the cool things.
Pretty much every scene is very coolly lit. Well, not coolly, but usually it's warm lights because of Abrigado.
It's not called Malevolence Rising, it is called Rising Malevolence.
Damn it!
I was right. Sorry.
Rising Malevolence, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Guess who directed it?
David Filoni.
Filoni, the God Emperor himself.
We should not unironically verify him.
Dave Filoni is verified on Twitter as the God Emperor of mankind.
Yeah, every word. Basically, if you get the transcript of this podcast, everything we say about Dave Filoni is just the blue check mark.
Yeah.
There are no words, just check marks.
If you click subtitles on Podbean. So that's a real high IQ move. Only people with high IQ can press subtitles on Podbean.
I mean, eventually when Google Glass is as ubiquitous as eyes themselves.
Do you know how to do it right now? You press the subscribe to podcast button, and you just know.
Yeah, you know it with your heart. You aim with your heart.
Inside and out. If you download every episode,
you literally feel our thoughts.
Indeed.
One day when we sell printed transcripts of our episodes...
I was going to say printed wavelengths.
Ooh.
So what we're going to do, very soon we're going to introduce on Air-Deraan muesli, which is just paper of the wavelengths of our podcast, cut up into little things and then distilled with some milk. Nom 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 nom.
Don't diss muesli.
I eat muesli every day.
Yeah, me too.
You say you wouldn't want an on Air-Deraan brand muesli?
I would, but not paper.
I mean, how else is the wavelength going to be there?
Well, next time...
Think logically, Voiter.
Well, next time I take a brain surgery, which
Next
happens
time.
quite a lot,
Yeah.
because I need to periodically scrub my memory of
This podcast.
because it's so cursed. I'm just gonna let them, see which parts of my brain are not really necessary, because as we all know, we only use 10% of our brain.
If the Oscar Award nominated Lucy, was it actually nominated?
Probably not.
Well, as the film Lucy told us,
Luc Besson probably is, so...
Lucy came out the same year as the Johnny Depp movie when he uses all of his brain. Or is that when he became a computer?
He became a computer.
Oh yeah.
Was it Transcendence?
Yeah.
Not the best movie, but it's fun.
Well, I've heard neither are good. Neither Lucy or Transcendence.
I definitely preferred Lucy.
Well, I just hate the trope of using 100%
Yeah, I mean,
brain.
if you hate that trope, you're gonna hate the movie, but it's...
Doesn't
it's
she
got
like
pretty great
fly?
action. She flies, and at the very end, she becomes so smart that she goes back in time, and I guess it's implied that she creates humanity by making a monkey smarter or something.
So stupid. I really just...
It has cool action. Luc Besson, I saw 2 of his movies. I really liked Leon the Professional. Lucy.
He
was
made
okay.
Leon the Professional,
Yeah.
and he made Lucy. That's completely different.
I mean, back then his grip on his talent was pretty tight, but by that point, it became a little, you might say, loosey goosey.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the more he tightened his grip on Leon the Professional, the more the good qualities slipped through his fingers. That's what Leia says in Episode 4 to Tarkin.
That's probably what someone would say about Anakin's fist and Padme's neck in Episode 3.
I'm glad you said neck. Talking about brain surgery, would it be easy?
I never got to the point with that, did I? Let's not. Let's abandon muesli.
I was gonna say, would it be easy to do brain surgery on Plo Koon? Because is all the stuff, is that his brain or is that his head?
I am going to assume that he needs that particular head shape to house some...
His high IQ from watching too much Rick and Morty.
Please don't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm not even going to finish my answer because yours was better anyway. So anyway, Rising Malevolence.
Yes, it's an episode.
It's an episode and it's beautiful. It was directed by David Filoni, and you wanted to say something.
There is. Okay, so when you see the popped open life pod, they're like, oh, let's say hi, let's wave at them when it turns around, and they're dead.
Flow helps it a little bit to turn faster.
Yeah. Well, do you know what the call sign of that life pod was?
I do. It was 1977.
Yes, life pod 1977. Can you read me?
Which, if you don't know, is when the best example of the Star Wars franchise was released. Yes, of course, the holiday special.
Yes.
That was
And
nice.
also this other indie film called A New Hope. Well, it's called Star Wars then.
Guys, did you hear about this really old movie called The Star Wars? Just Star Wars.
Just Star Wars.
Just Star Wars. Yeah, as misquoted by Peter Parker. No,
It was
I
also
misquoted Peter Parker.
speaking of Peter Parker, also the year 1977 that Led Zeppelin broke a world record, or set a new world record for the most people in attendance for an indoor solo attraction.
Well, that was definitely more than Solo did for a solo attraction.
Whoa! And it was like 76,000 people.
It's a big room.
Yeah, not as many people that died from the Malevolence. More people got killed by the Malevolence than went to that fucking shitty Led Zeppelin. I shouldn't say that.
I don't have that many.
I don't
thoughts
have
about Led
any
Zeppelin.
opinions on Led Zeppelin.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
I do have some not questions, but like thoughts on the Malevolence itself.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
As in, not the titular Malevolence from... No, it is the titular Malevolence from Rising Malevolence, but I don't mean the arc. I mean the Malevolence, the ship. So, the ship, which... It's got Grievous and Count Dooku on it, which is a bit strange that Count Dooku's there.
Well, I guess it was maybe meant to be the new flagship of his.
Well, it was it's a huge
it's a
monetary investment. Like it's fucking massive.
Well,
how much
kind
money
of like a
must that
certain
cost?
Death Star, probably.
And that was another thing. Was the Death Star being developed by the Separatists at this point?
Well, apparently they had plans for it.
Well, not apparently, they did. You literally see it in Attack of the Clones.
Which takes place probably about half a year before then.
Yeah. But by the time... It was after the second Battle of Geonosis that the Republic started building the Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fucking weird, isn't it? The Republic were building the Death Star during the Clone Wars. That's got to tell you something's not right.
Yeah, because at the very end of episode 3, you already see the frame of it.
Yeah.
Which probably wouldn't take less than 5 years to make by itself.
In old canon, that was a prototype Death Star.
Oh, so not the same thing.
Yeah, but in new canon, it is. It's just like Galen Erso said. He said, "F this shit, I'm out." That's 2 bleeps. New record. And
I don't think I bleep shits.
Whoa.
Maybe I should.
Do whatever you feel. And then, obviously, it was stagnant, the Death Star project for a while.
I mean, I don't bleep j***. Why would I bleep shit?
Okay. But what we're trying to say, Death Star, separatist project at the moment?
Could be.
Yes, no, that's the Valentine's card.
I'm going to circle or.
Ha!
I'm going to say, I don't know. The inclusion of Galen Erso kind of throws a spanner in all of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where he comes in, because he designed the Death Star.
No, he didn't design the Death Star.
It
was already designed, the concept was already created by the Geonosians.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Galen Erso was needed.
Guess he made the gun?
He was needed to make it work.
Yeah.
Because practically the Geonosians weren't able to fully design it because they didn't have access to the things to make it.
Yeah, enough material.
Yeah, they just knew the base. They designed the basics of what needed to happen.
Yeah, and they probably had the money, but they didn't have the stuff.
Maybe.
Well, they did have the manpower because
There's millions of them.
Yeah, and the Geonosians were used as slave labor to build it.
That is also true.
And they were killed afterwards.
Yeah.
Except for one queen who then gave birth to droids and was killed anyway.
Yes.
In the Darth Vader comic, which is canon, by the way.
Yeah, that queen is the egg from Rebels. So that means they're all fucking dead.
What can you do?
Yeah, what can you do?
Go back in time via the world between worlds and save them.
Whoa. But, so Count Dooku was on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Palpatine, you notice, he was saying to Anakin, who went back to look for Plo Koon in the Abogado system, he was saying, Anakin, please, just don't go there. Please, just go back to the bed system and rendezvous with your fleet. Just don't look. And it's because Palpatine didn't want them to know what the Malevolence was.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that it actually was their plan. It was Palpatine's plan and Count Dooku's plan, at this point at the very least, for the Malevolence to still be a secret.
Yeah.
Because I think it was...
I mean, of course it was. That's why they were killing all the survivors.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it was also Palpatine's intention.
Hmm.
Because I think it might have been to more, even the odds.
Probably.
We're not... You know what I mean? because it's so effective and actually keeps the Republic like what is going on. And so then the Republic would divert resources into finding out what's going on, and then they'll all be killed, and then the war would just keep going on forever. But spanner in the works, they know what it is, and then they pursue it because they know what it is, and then they blow it up. So
it almost makes me think like at this point it wasn't even Palpatine's intention to have the war go on for so long.
I thought it would be.
I mean, it probably was, and I will probably get that idea
still
later
grooming
again.
Anakin.
He is grooming Anakin, and he did, like, at least by proxy, make the clones. But if the Malevolence was so effective that the Republic would basically lose there and then, he could probably just rule via Dooku.
I don't think he intended. He didn't want the Confederacy to win. So because it was hit and run, the Malevolence would not be able to be used.
Also, if the Separatists won, then they wouldn't rule the galaxy.
They would just
crumble.
No, if the Separatists won, they would just create their own.
Is that what they wanted? I thought they just wanted to be like independent.
Yeah, the Separatists would just rule their own part of space. They don't care.
That's what they're called, Coalition of Independent Systems.
Yeah, Confederacy of Independent Systems.
Confederacy.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
They don't want to destroy the Republic. They just want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So, spoiler alert, politically, the Confederacy of Independent Systems are actually the good guys. Politically, I guess.
Yeah,
because
I mean, they were led by basically Satan.
Yeah. But they didn't know he was Satan.
Yeah, they didn't know that. They had good intentions.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess...
As we will discuss in Heroes on Both Sides, or
Yeah.
whatever episodes.
I believe that's next season, though, so...
Yeah, it will take a while. What's his
Yeah.
name? Lux Bontaro, or is it the other guy?
Lux Bontara, yeah.
Lux Bontaro.
Yeah.
The opposite of Sonic the Hedgehog,
I
as
thought
we
you-
discussed.
But what I was saying about Malevolence...
Mm-hmm.
So, the Malevolence couldn't actually be used to its full potential, because once it was discovered, the Republic would just hunt it. So that means it couldn't be in a position where it could be seen by lots of people.
Yet, anyway.
Well, I mean, if they were able to destroy it, then they would be able to destroy it in any other scenario. So the fact that they discovered it and then later on they just chase it, and then it can't be used. So it was a complete waste of time and money.
Kind of like the Death Star.
Like the Death Star. And as some other people have also noticed, the Malevolence is basically the Bismarck from the Second World War.
Elaborate, please.
Because the Bismarck was a massive financial investment by the Nazis. It was a big boy with a very powerful ship, and it completely destroyed the home fleet of the British. Famously sunk the Hood, which is a famous ship. And after that, in the Battle of the Denmark Strait, if you want to know, after that, it was just hunted for the rest. Well, I was going to say for the rest of the war, but it was for a couple months, I think, and it was destroyed eventually by torpedo bombers and then just obliterated by other destroyers. And this was all at the start of the Second World War.
Master Destroyers.
Yes.
That's my only contribution.
And then consequently, like big ships that the like Nazi made, like the Tirpitz, had to just like stay in dock for the entire war. And obviously the Tirpitz was blown up as well by British commandos. But like they had to stay in dock because if they let them out, then they're just going to be hunted, and then you're going to lose all that money you put into it. So it's too big of a financial investment to risk using. So what's the point in making it? And that's what happens with the Malevolence. Because you use it, you have to kill everyone so no one knows what it is. So you can't use it where it would be most effective. Because people will just friggin' find it and then do everything they can to put it out of action.
And that eventually happened to the Death Star again. And
again
2 more times, at least.
Yeah. So stop making big, expensive things.
Yeah, listen to not Tarkin, literally everyone else.
Yeah, the Tarkin doctrine, not good.
No.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. Listen to bloody Thrawn and everyone who was telling...
TIE Defenders, they're good.
Yeah. Wasn't it even in Star Wars that people are telling Tarkin that he's stupid?
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Tag?
Tag.
No, Tag was the guy who dissed the Force, right?
Modi.
Whatever.
I think it was Modi because he survived, and then in the comics he was killed by Darth Vader.
Modi Rook.
Modi Rook, yeah. I think Modi was his surname, but yeah, he said Death Star's a waste of time because our fleet is good enough. If we use that money on the fleet, we would just have a bigger fleet, which would be better. Instead, we've got this one thing, which is like billions of credits, which can then just be destroyed. And that's the thing with the Separatist Armada, their fleet, is actually better than the Republic fleet. Like, a Separatist cruiser is better than a Venator.
Whoa.
Like, because... I think this is based on like all of its technical readouts and stuff. It's like for the money and for what it is, it serves more versatile role. And they also have multiple different classes of ship that aren't just like in the Clone Wars. All they really had were Venators, Acclamators, which were troop transports. Venators are starfighter ships, starfighter cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Architans later in the war, which is just a support ship. Whereas the Confederacy of Independent System, they have Lucrehulks, which are their starfighter and sort of they're pretty.
The donuts.
The big donuts in space, yeah, with a bite out of them. They're very good at launching bajillions of starfighters, which are all droids, so it doesn't matter if you lose them anyway. Then you have Banking Clan ships, which they're the ones with the little wings.
Yeah, and like big crab hand.
Yeah, they are like destroyers. No,
Us, the destroyers.
like in World War II. I think they're like
dreadnoughts.
No, dreadnought isn't really a class of ship, but I suppose and then you have the main Separatist one with the tall spire thing. Like what the Invisible Hand was. Those are more. They pack a punch.
And you can land them even if you're flying half a ship.
Indeed. What I'm just trying to say is that their ships they serve more roles than the Republic ships.
Mm-hmm. I guess that I figured out what this episode will be called.
What?
Techno-Union Babble.
Techno-Union Babble, yeah, okay. I don't know what the Techno-Union... I think they made the super battle droids.
It's weird that they made only those ones, and they look a lot like the battle droids, but from Dionysus.
Yeah.
Dionysus.
Yeah, people think that the Trade Federation made the B-1 battle droids, but no, the Trade Federation just bought them from the Geonosians.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we first see them, so...
Yeah, because they were just used by corporate entities. Then the crab droids... No, yeah. Not the crab droids, the snail droids. Remember in Battle of Kashyyyk?
Yeah, I do. The big one-tread tank.
They are from the Corporate Alliance, which is with Lama Su. I think that's her name.
Lama Su?
That's not... If Lama Su is the name of the Kaminoan, then I got it wrong.
So.
Then I've said the name wrong. It's similar-ish. But the Corporate Alliance make the snail droids. So many. I can't remember.
What about the big tall spiders?
The spider droids.
The spider droids from Battle of Christophsis and others.
Yes, I don't know who makes those.
I mean, they were on Geonosis, so
yeah.
I'll assume that they made them. Same with the ones with the big wheels, the lopsided wheels.
The Hailfire droids.
Yes. If I may pivot back to the Malevolence.
Do what you wish.
On the topic of Malevolence and the Death Star.
The Star of Death.
The Star of Death. Two things. First off, the sequence when it is first booting up, or maybe second time, when it is booting up its big ion poles.
You see?
It looks pretty much exactly the same as the sequence where the Death Star first gets shot. including the big corridor through which the laser
beam goes through with the droids. They like shield themselves.
They do a little dab to
they
protect their... Do they have eyes? Sensors?
Yeah.
Visual sensors?
But funnily enough, that area has more railings than the one in the Death Star.
I mean, that was the Separatists. They value the lives that don't exist on their ship.
Yes.
More than the Empire values the lives that do exist in their places.
Wow, that's pretty deep.
It probably would be if I said it in a in a fortune cookie way, which we might get to or we won't. It depends on if we care.
No, well,
but the second thing I was going to say on the topic of Malevolence and Death Star was,
yes,
I was very happy upon rewatch that it wasn't literally Death Star technology like so many other things are.
What, like miniaturized Death Star technology?
Yeah, that it wasn't
Jedi.
like a literal that. I was glad that it wasn't that, and I was also glad that that it wasn't like a mini Death Star on the side of a ship.
Oh my god, that would look so dumb.
I mean, not a literal big ball strapped to a ship.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, like the dish.
Either the dish or just literally just a very big boom.
Yeah.
I was very glad there was something distinct. Which,
with the ion blast.
Yeah, which is not something that Star Wars does a lot. They do a lot of big lasers and not much else. Even the bloody... what do they call the dreadnoughts in The Last Jedi?
Just big boom.
God forbid the Death Star...
Oh, I completely just blocked those from memory.
What do they call the Death Star destroyers?
They're not in that book.
Oh yeah, this came out like 2018, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Death Star destroyers or whatever they're called. The worst thing that J.J. Abrams probably didn't design. But I don't care.
Yeah. Look, what we're trying to say, things in Star Wars go big boom, whereas this goes big zappy zap.
Yeah, which is different and I like it.
Yeah. So
see,
it's something new.
Haters, Star Wars people do like things that are different. They say Star Wars haters? Star Wars fans like things that are different.
Yeah, well, Star Wars fans, Star Wars haters is kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Well, it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of conviction or whatever.
Which is it's
not a matter of choice, it's a matter of conviction, which is the fortune cookie at the beginning of this episode.
I don't like the term fortune cookie for this. It's not fortune. Fortune cookies say you're going to die in a week. This is like a saying. This is more of a proverb.
It's something, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the motto of this episode.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is you
Believe.
can't trust the system.
Yeah, that is also true.
Man.
Like Plo Koon, he believed. Whereas the clones, they didn't believe.
No. They didn't have enough conviction.
Yeah.
They might have had the choice, but that is not the matter of belief, because conviction is. I don't understand this moral.
I don't think it's as good as other ones. What would you have the moral be?
Sometimes.
Oh wait, the belief it isn't in reference to Plo Koon and the clones. It's in reference to Ahsoka believing they were alive. Mm-hmm. So she didn't choose to believe that they were alive and defy the council.
She just did.
She just did.
That is good.
That is okay. Dave Filoni, you had me there.
Yeah. Our low-res texture girl was right all along. Oh, there is a reason why she only has texture on her head, because that's where all her smarts are.
That's where the brain power is 200 IQ. Not
the 100 IQ play was building the Malevolence.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. That big brain of Palpatine's.
Oh my god.
Not Kiadi-Mundis, he wasn't here.
Well, yeah, no, the other thing's an extra heart. It's not an extra brain.
Why does he have a heart at the top of his skull?
I don't know. But it means if he gets headshotted, he's
I mean, everyone is, but...
I mean, double fucked.
Yeah. Which he is allowed to be, because his species has low natality rates or whatever.
That is true. So
that's canon. If you don't like that stuff, I will give you another piece of trivia about him. He fights swoop gangs a lot because his planet has a problem with them.
I have a problem with swoop gangs?
Yeah.
Is it like the Hell's Angels of where the Ki-Adi-Mundi's from? I don't know the name of his species.
Let's see.
It's not going to be in there.
Let me look up Ki-Adi-Mundi. They might tell us.
For reference, Voice is looking through a book.
Yeah, Ki-Adi-Mundi, page 454. It's just a picture of him and his name. Never mind.
That was a waste.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to put on my hat of shame back.
The Yoda hat. Or Grogu hat.
The crochet granite hat.
Oh my god, because it's crochet.
Yeah.
Speaking of sections, is it time to go into our Nobel Peace Prize nominated segment? The light side, the dark side, and the one in the middle, the Bendu.
Why the hell not?
I feel like we've gone on quite a lot of tangents. I feel like we've covered most of the bases.
We've covered everything but this episode. I can't believe that the original plan was to do the whole arc in one episode.
There's no chance we could do the entire Malevolence arc in just one thing.
We might do the other 2 episodes in one go.
We'll see.
Will see. If I have 200 words of notes again, then probably not. Okay, do you have a light side for this?
My light side is just a nice sentiment that Plo Koon sent to all the people. That your lives matter. You're thought about. You're gonna be helped. There's someone looking out for you. I think that's a good thing to say to people.
Yeah, it was very uplifting.
Yeah,
it was a shame that the moment wasn't given proper.
Well, he says it
weight.
Twice. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he says it once in the live pod and once again outside the live pod.
Yeah, in the meme part.
In the meme part, yeah, the meme zone.
Yeah, whatever the case, it was very nice, and it really.
It was very nice.
Wait, this didn't have to happen.
Sorry.
I can't do this.
I can't control my callous behaviour. What was your light side, Voiter?
My light side was when Borat showed up in this episode.
Wow, that was my favourite part.
Yeah, he was like, F this, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
No. Oddly enough, Agent Callus was not in this episode. No. My light side, beyond a shadow of a doubt, was the relationship, the platonic relationship between Luke and Ahsoka.
Luke?
Between, they might meet eventually, I don't know. Between Anakin and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Because at this point in the story, Anakin is what he was always meant to do. The big hero of the Republic. The paragon of goodness, the cool, suave guy who doesn't play by the rules but always does the right thing in the best way possible. And Ahsoka is there. She might still be a little bit of the snips that everyone hates.
He did say snips in this episode.
He did, and she did say R2E, which I didn't want to believe was a thing.
I did tell you.
Yeah. But she is learning from Anakin to be the best character she will pretty soon be.
For better or worse.
Why is what she's learning for the worse? Because of the heartbreak later? Spoiler alert, when Anakin becomes Vader?
Like, Anakin tells you to mostly disobey stuff. But
yes, but only when it's for a good reason.
Only when it's relevant to him or what he wants. The thing is, she has to obey him, but he doesn't have to obey the council.
Well, yeah, it is a bit strange, but remember, this is a kids' show, and this, I guess, is meant to be the character that the kids look up to and want to be like, which is probably why I pirate stuff, because it's what's good for me.
Yeah. See, you don't tell people that.
Exactly.
Like, the way you said it is wrong, but what you're doing is right.
Which is pretty much a direct quote from Anakin in this episode.
I am become Star Wars, the bringer of death.
Anakin.
Platonic relationship.
He's, in Clone Wars, the best that he's ever been. In literally every stretch of imagination. No. In literally every sense of the word. Best design, best hair, best character, best acting.
Yeah, Matt
Possibly,
Lanter,
well,
great.
if we want to get technical, probably with the exception of James Earl Jones.
Ooh.
But
I like Sebastian Shaw as Darth Vader when he was dying.
for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I thought he was quite
Yeah, he was good, but I usually give more credence to the voice actors.
No, yeah, I agree. And obviously to James Earl Jones. I'm just saying, like, additionally.
The best acting as Vader is obviously...
Chad Vader.
I was going to say David Prowse, but Chad Vader.
Yes, Chad Vader.
Vader.
Have you rewatched Chad Vader?
I haven't watched Chad Vader.
Oh my god, it's a blast from the past. I remember watching it when I was a kid. And it came out in like 2007.
Wow.
I was young.
It's older than the Clone Wars.
It is older than Clone Wars. And they got Chad Vader, the guy who does Chad Vader, to voice Darth Vader in The Force Unleashed. Because he was that good at doing Darth Vader.
Man, it's about on the same level as bloody Lucasfilm or whoever hiring the 501st cosplayers to be in
extras in the finale of season 1 of Mandalorian,
which is called Reckoning or something like that.
Something.
I think
Redemption. I don't know.
It's the only episode that doesn't start with the. It could be Redemption.
Yeah, there's 2 now. The one in season 2 doesn't become with the.
Does it?
Yeah.
We have the Marshal, the Passenger, what's the third one? The Heiress, the Siege, the Jedi, the Believer, the Tragedy, and the Rescue.
Oh yeah, then it is only that episode.
It is only that one.
The one that we can't remember.
The one in the middle.
The Bendu.
The Bendu. We're not doing that yet, though.
Your dark side.
Your dark side. You go first. That's how it works. You go first, I go second.
Oh yes. Okay, my dark side is difficult because there's not much I dislike in this episode at all, if I'm honest.
Get nitpicky.
Yeah, I would say that I don't like how on the bridge of Venatus, the clones doing all the beat boot machines wear full clone armor. I think it looks a bit goofy.
It's especially strange because Captain Wolf or Commander Wolf doesn't.
Yeah, I feel like it's because they wanted to make his model look more unique. Not unique because it's not, because he's literally a clone. But like in the instance that he's there on the bridge, they want him to stand out.
I mean, we've seen clones like that even in the ambush. I don't think it was Wolf, but...
No, that was...
Jack was one of the 3, wasn't it?
It wasn't Denard.
Thayer, Jack, and
Reese.
From the Valleys.
It was something really dumb. It
started with D.
No, it's not Denard. It starts with something else. Zach. Yeah. Z-A-K.
So who's Denal? Or
no, he's in a flashback. He's a 501st trooper.
Okay, fair enough. That explains why he's in purple. I guess he wasn't the one that was not meant to be there. See, I have a whole system on how to categorize who was where and in what capacity. It's not that sophisticated.
But as I was saying with my dark side,
yeah.
I just don't like how they wear clone trooper armor because I think it looks a bit weird. And in later seasons, you do see them wear like naval uniforms on the bridge. Yeah. So it just seems kind of goofy that in season 1 they wear clone trooper armor.
Yeah, it's so much better in like Rebels where you get like the generic model of just the guy whose hat is so far down his face you can just see his mouth basically.
Yeah,
it's all the same model, but they at least look pretty.
They changed their hair, I think, like the hair color occasionally.
But I just love seeing them because they look kind of goofy.
Yeah, it's funny though.
Yeah, depersonalized.
What is your dark side?
My dark side, I will tell you exactly what it is. End scene. Do you get what I'm talking about?
That's Mr. Grieve Man.
This is definitely Mr. Grieving Widow.
Yeah.
This is his introduction to the entirety of the CGI Clone Wars.
Oh my god, that's his first ever appearance.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he wasn't in any flashbacks. He was not in the movie. The very first time you see Grievous,
Jesus,
he just stands there and growls.
That's so
end scene.
I guess when this came out, the 2003 Clone Wars animation was canon with Hypori, which is really cool and a much better introduction to Grievous.
You're talking about the death of Shaggy.
Of Shaggy and all those other people. Yeah.
Ki-Adi-Mundi was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there. He survived. On the skin of his teeth.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah, while he wasn't in his harem, he was on Hypori.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sucks that this is his first appearance. It's not that good. Wait, no, it's not like not good, but I mean, it's just not good for a first appearance.
Yeah, if it was at least a different scene, but like, he doesn't do anything the whole time. He's only on the bridge. He like growls at one droid. I thought he was going to like kill him, but no, he just like makes him flinch.
Later, I think, in later seasons.
Probably. But yeah, he doesn't even wear a cape, so he looks way less cool.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's not great. But at least he has some very good looking joints on his hand.
Yeah, he's got his Russian accent.
Yeah, and his I don't know if it's the same voice actor or the voice modulator just makes him sound the same.
I think it might be that. I think the same guy, I could be wrong, who does the droids, does him.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That was kind of like my gripes with Boba Fett in Mandalorian, but way more justified.
In Mandalorian?
Don't you remember how I was unhappy with Boba Fett in Mandalorian?
Yeah, I know, but I disagree vehemently.
Specifically in The Believer.
Yeah, but I really disagree.
That's why I'm saying that at least this time it's justified.
Yeah, okay.
This time, it's personal.
Well, I'll try and think of one in the middle, and I'm tempted to say just the sense that there's a lot more happening concurrently to this episode than we actually see. Yeah,
that is a very cool thing. Like, it's like not like a serial, like the reels before movies where you get like snapshots of, oh, over there on the old continent, our troops are doing this. Meanwhile, in Africa, I don't know, were Americans ever there? I don't know.
North Africa they were.
That is Africa, I think.
Yeah, North Africa's in Africa.
I thought that North Africa was actually somewhere in Wiltshire.
Whoa.
Is that an actual county? I don't know.
Wiltshire is a county.
Okay.
It's east of Somerset.
Ooh. Apparently the rainiest part of Britain.
What, Somerset's the rainiest part of Britain?
That's what I heard.
Oh, I'm not surprised. It floods up pretty badly in the Somerset levels.
My one in the middle for
the
this...
Bendu.
The Bendu. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to make spaghetti. My one in the middle, the Bendu, would be the droid humor in this episode. Because it was way less cringy and way less prevalent than in the ambush.
Yeah.
But it was still a bit strange.
What with them humming the Imperial March?
I don't remember that part, but the humming was definitely weird. I have to.
In the subtitles, it says humming Imperial March.
That shouldn't exist yet.
Well, I mean, obviously it doesn't exist.
And droids shouldn't hum. I also think that they said something about going on. No, that was the clones that they would go on leaves.
Yeah.
Which I guess they would. They are still like troops. They need
to
rest.
Bloody Sinker said Boost only has a bath when he's on leave. Which is like, bruh.
That's a big burn.
Boost just got outed.
But yeah, there was just way less. They were still pretty goofy, but
yeah,
it
was like, let's get them, boys, and then horribly murders Escape Pod 1977 by sucking them out into the vacuum of space.
Yeah, there was a lot of suckage in this episode.
Yeah, jeez, but the episode did not suck. Definitely
not. Not by a single bit, and not by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
Now it fits. That phrase, I think.
I understand.
Thank you. Do you listeners let us know at Air-Deraan
on Twitter.
On Twitter at Air-Deraan. By email on Air-Deraan@gmail.com. That's where we, as Gail Organa, take your answer. I don't know why I named myself on that Gmail account Gail Organa.
Why not?
I thought it was funny. Basil Oregano.
Basil Oregano.
That's what they call him in the Red Letter Media episode on Rogue One. The
Serious?
one where they say it broke new ground.
But this episode did break new ground.
It did I keep saying it.
With so many ways.
Yeah.
Well, 104th Battalion's introduction. Pretty cool. Plo Koon being pretty cool. Pretty cool.
You are pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
No, Rick and Morty.
My man. I thought that was what you were doing.
No, I didn't mean to.
What were you doing?
I don't know.
Pretty cool. I don't like that even the word yes is a reference to Rick and Morty.
The word yes is a Rick and Morty reference. That's what it is in the Oxford Dictionary. Yes. Rick and
Number
Morty.
1, Rick and Morty reference. Number 2,
Agreement.
JoJo's reference.
It's a JoJo reference.
Yeah, the ending theme in the first season was by the band Yes. The song Roundabout. The very famous song.
So is this episode a JoJo reference?
Now it is.
Well, I mean, of Clone Wars.
I
hope not.
I would probably be able to find some link.
Yeah, it should be purged, though. I would say that this episode is the Dark Souls of Star Wars, though.
It is pretty dreary and really cool, and there's so much death.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can call this Scholar of the First Anakin.
Scholar of the First Anakin.
It rhymes with Anakin rhymes with sin. What else could this be?
Well, considering all of this death in this episode, it's got us pretty hyped for the next coming one. It would be a sad time if our suspended life force, thanks to the world between worlds, were to come to an end.
Well, that would be entirely too ironic. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Never.
Who knows? I mean, I feel pretty alive right now.
I feel so alive.
I feel so good right now. Somehow I probably got the powers of Darth Nihilus and I absorbed all the force power of those some 190,000 clones that died. I feel like I'm going to live forever.
I'm good.
Nothing can freaking stop me, right?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Never.
Never. I'm completely safe. And I will never, ever say McClunky in an ironic context.
You may fire when ready.
McClunky.